What if the most significant alliance in Canada's future isn't across the 49th parallel, but across the Atlantic Ocean? We are witnessing a conversion, a 528 million Canadian investment in the European Space Agency, a landmark defense procurement pact, energy corridors, a critical mineral partnership, a shared fortress of values. The relationship is deepening at enormous pace, move far beyond simple trade. This progression leads to a single radical and seemingly impossible question. Could Canada become a member of the European Union? Is this the logical endpoint of Canada's drifting west, searching for stability? Or is it a geopolitical fantasy? I made videos about the EU-Canada situation before. You can check them out in the description below. But given the ongoing activities that clearly brings Canada and the EU closer together than ever, I thought it's about time to shine some light on it again. So today we will dissect this notion along four critical lines of inquiry. First, the legal wall. We examine the single sentence in European law that makes the idea of Canada joining the EU seem likely a non-starter. Second, the compelling why. We explore the powerful geopolitical and economical force that makes this thought experiment necessary. Third, the strategic trade-off. We weigh what full membership would truly give Canada and what profound sovereignty would demand in return. And fourth, the realistic path. We look at the possible future that lies between our current partnership and the distant dream of a 29th star on the European flag. We must begin with the cold text of the law. Article 49 of the Treaty of the European Union is clear. Any country applying for membership must be a European country. End of story. Canada, by any conventional geographical definition, is not. It is a North American country. This is not a minor technicality, it is the foundational clause. It is designed to define a civilizational and continental project. However, there are debates about a long-standing question of Turkey and the unique case of Cyprus. But those are debates about the periphery of a continent. Canada's situation is categorically different. It represents not a debate about the borders of Europe, but a leap across an ocean. Legally, the door is not merely closed. The doorway, as currently exists, does not face in Canada's direction. Unfortunately, metaphorically speaking, any path forward would not require a key, but a complete redesign of the entrance itself. This is the first and biggest hurdle. Yet, if the legal barrier is so clear, why does the question persist? Why does it feel less absurd today than it did a decade ago? Because the geopolitical and economic rationale is becoming overwhelmingly powerful. For the European Union, Canada represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity, a vast, stable, resource-rich democracy that shares its deepest political DNA. Imagine a single market absorbing Canada's critical minerals, its clean energy capacity, its advanced AI and tech sectors. It would instantly transform EU into a more resource-secured, technologically autonomous and globally way bloc. For Canada, the calculus is about strategic counterweights. In an era where the United States oscillates between ally, transaction, and even camouflaged adversary, the EU represents a permanent, rule-based solid anchor. Full membership would be the ultimate act of diversification. It would be an answer to the existing threat of a cancelled trade deal or punitive tariffs. It would protect Canada from the idiocy of the politically completely illiterate orange fascist gangster. It would offer guaranteed access to a multi-trillion-dollar market governed by laws not by mood swings. This isn't about replacing one master with another. It's about a nation seeking balance in a world of giants, and a union seeking a partner to complete a strategic autonomy. Let's assume for just a moment that the legal miracle occurs. What would Canada be signing up for? The opportunities are transformative. Full, unfettered access to a single market for every business and professional. The freedom to live, to work and retire across 28 nations, indisputably in one of the most beautiful, exciting, diverse continents on Earth. A profound geopolitical rebalancing, embedding Canada in a powerful continental project. But the obligations are existential. Canada would become a net contributor, sending billions annual to the EU budget. It would be obligated to work towards adopting the euro and joining the Schengen Free Trade Area. Most consequently, Canadians' sovereignty would be permanently reshaped. A change of policy from environmental standards and agricultural subsidiaries to competition law and digital regulations. Ultimate authority would shift from Ottawa to Brussels. This is the core hurdle. It would be Canada's trait of national control for continental influence. It is the choice between being a fully independent architect of your own rules or a powerful co-author of a much larger set of shared rules. Doing things on your own is exciting, but there is something to be said about being part of a strong, reliable team. So, where does this leave us today? Full membership remains a distant dream, constrained by a fundamental legal definition. Not impossible, but unlikely. Yet one thing is blatantly obvious. We have to acknowledge that the geopolitical fact of the last 10 months seriously reveal a seismic truth. Canada and the European Union are becoming indispensable to one another. Therefore, our realistic future lies not in tearing up treaties, but in building new ones upon the existing CETA foundation. So, my friends, where are we going with this? In my humble opinion, we are likely heading towards a next generation model. Something like an EU-Canada custom union, or perhaps a new associated state status. Those frameworks could grant near single market access and more integrated security cooperation without demanding the full political surrender of sovereignty. And don't forget, it would also solve the darn issue with Article 49. Something like that would represent a deeper fusion, stopping just short of a formal marriage. It would recognize that in a fragmented world, the closest allies must become even closer. The ultimate question for you is this: on this spectrum between independence and integration, where should Canada stand? Is the dream of full EU membership a bold vision for security and prosperity? Or is it a step too far that surrenders too much of ourselves? There is a debate to be had. The future is being written as we speak. So please share your views below in the comments. And if this video gave you value, I would love it if you subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. So please, do support that goal if you are curious. And if you like this channel's deep dives, click the like button and ring the bell so you won't miss my next one. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkohler from Europe Curious.
We spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so you know you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell we'll be your 51st state. trade plans. You'll soon grow to regret it when we turn off your lights and the we will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. We have all we really need. We can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. There's been a shame. It's time anew. We're not that fledgling little country stealing all of you. We are now a nation proud that is happy to be free. You didn't realize you gave us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need, we can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. We will survive.
51st state, my fucking ass. Go on, Canada.